Welcome to Just Be Handy. Today I'm going to do an oil change on this 2012 IS250 Lexus. Some of the things that I would recommend doing is making your own ramps. What I did here is make these out of 2x6s and staggered them and cut them at 45 degrees and put a block at the end so that I know when it stops. Couple of the oils I like to use are either the Rotilla Gas Truck 0W20 or the Pennzoil Platinum 0W20. I've been able to get these for about $12 for the 5-quart jugs when I find them on sale, and then they have for $22, and then they have a $10 rebate. So it's very good oil for this vehicle. The filter I use is the Toyota filter right there, special Toyota wrench, and then the proper torque wrench for the oil drain plug. And then I do utilize the proper gasket for the oil drain plug, and we'll just get going on this. Okay, first make sure that you open this fill cap so that when you go to open up the plug at the bottom, it drains properly and without any issue. All right, guys, I already loosened the 14mm oil pan plug, which is right here. I have a 16-quart pan underneath. And basically, because this is 0W20, it's going to come out really, really fast and hard. Okay, this is a 14mm, and it's this pan, not the one behind it. And this is going to come out really fast and hard because it's 0W20. So do drop it and watch what happens. And this is hot oil. There we go. And it's going to drain, and while it's draining, I'm going to take the cover off for the oil filter area and then get that going. Okay, while it's draining, we want to come over here and take off this 10mm bolt and this little clip so we can have access to the filter. So you move that out of the way, and there's the filter right in there. And when I talked to the dealership, they said that they don't really go ahead and drain this guy here. They just take the cap off over here and work on just draining everything down. So if you have a pan down here and another pan while it's draining and a pan to just catch everything, it'll be fine, and then you don't need to go and replace the smaller O-ring that goes in here or deal with that little plastic piece that drains everything out of this compartment. So just unscrew it and wait for the fluid to come out, and then when it stops dripping, you just undo the rest of it. And I'll show you that here in just a minute. Okay guys, like I said, we will use this wrench. There's an oil pan underneath here, and then we just break this loose. And then wait for the oil to drain. Rather than go through and do that little cap and everything. Okay, this is what the dealer told me they do to get it to drain, because it's a lot more work for them to take this off, the O-ring off and everything. So they just let this drain while they go do inspections and things. And then this will just come off and the filter will come out with it, and you'll be able to go on. So I'll let this drain for a while. Okay, I'm just going to take a rag and just hold it because I don't want to burn myself. Okay, and there you go. See, not much of a mess. Was able to take off the filter and everything is drained. So I'll be able to change out this filter and get it replaced and everything. And I'll change out this ring. All right, I got the little filter housing out, and I'm just going to dry it up so that I'm not working with a lot of oil all the time. There we go. And then this O-ring, need to get it out. If you can't take it out real easily, it's always handy to have good O-ring tool, and just pull it out like that, and that gets it started. And then the new kit comes with the new O-ring. Like I said, the smaller O-ring is under here, and that uses this little deal to get everything drained from this cavity, because it pushes up on that little valve in there, and then it lets all the oil that's in here drain. But as you saw, it's not really messy if you just let it drain for a while and then just pull it down. And that's what I recommend using. So we'll dry all this. Just kind of get in there, make sure there's no debris inside of here. You know, just dry it, look inside, it looks good. And then we'll just put on the new O-ring, which is in here. Make sure it goes in the right groove. Right there. And then I'll lube it with some oil, and then we'll put this guy back. So we'll put the new filter on and put some lube on, and it does have all these instructions on here to make sure that this seals properly. So it says okay here, that's where I have it, not down here, so that it seals properly. And then you just torque it till it bottoms out, and you don't need to go to town on it, and you'll be just fine. They even have the instructions right there for the draining and all the torquing and everything. But again, that's all I would recommend doing. I'll put a little fresh oil on here, and then we'll get this buttoned up. All right, you can see I lubed the O-ring here. When you put it back on, what I recommend is going counterclockwise till you feel it tick. You heard that? That means that the threads are lined up and engaged while you're pushing. Do you want me to do that again? Just line it up, keep going counterclockwise till you feel it tick. Then you know the threads are engaged, and look at how freely it spins. And then when you get it tight enough by hand, there we go, keep going by hand. Now the O-ring's going in there. I'll keep going until it bottomed out by hand, but I'm just going to use the tool to reinforce that it's seated properly. There we go. You really can't go more than bottoming out. And then just take that off right there. And now all we have to do is put the drain plug back in over there, and we'll be set to go. See, it stopped draining too. So that's the filter. I'll move this pan out of the way. Then we'll bring the cover up and put the 10mm bolt back on. Do it by hand right now, and then I'll torque it up. and this car was missing the little clip here. Not that it really needs it, but I do have some clips I can put on. Okay guys, I took the oil drain plug out, and here's the old gasket. And a lot of people like to reuse these, but look at that. Why would you want to chance an oil change with synthetic for like a 20-cent, 30-cent gasket? And this is the genuine Toyota ones. I'll put a link to those online so that you can get like a 10 of them for a really decent price. I'll put a link to that at the bottom, so look for that. And these have to be torqued. These oil drain plugs have to be torqued to 30 foot-pounds, so make sure you do that. Don't just go and gorilla strength it on. 30 foot-pounds is what's needed to make sure you don't get an oil leak. All right. These Lexuses have been notoriously known for little drips, but that's why. People don't change the gasket and they don't torque it to 30 foot-pounds. All right, guys, I'm going to go do that right now. Okay, 14mm socket and 30 foot-pounds setting right there. And we'll go torque this up. There we go, 30 foot-pounds. And then we will dry up anything that's there, just to make sure we don't get any drips. Now, time to fill the vehicle up with 6.8 quarts.